I'm Sherry, mother of 3, wife, large house, work full-time, commute there. They're 6'3" and 20 months, so I have very small windows of time, usually when they're asleep, 11 o'clock at night, glass of wine, and I want to start painting.
My name is Jackie. I'm 23. I live in a very small studio apartment, and I always just want to find ways to make my house more cozy. So I love painting. I'm always trying to find the right color combination. White walls drive me crazy.
My name is Sherry Trusheim. I'm actually a veterinarian who's kind of starting a home remodel business. We're towards the end of a major remodel where we've painted every room, every ceiling, as well as taken down walls and such. So I'm by no means a professional painter, but I'm getting better every day.
Hi, I'm Abby, and this is my husband,
Randy.
And
this is our house that we've been trying to paint for the past 6 months.
My name is Diane, and I have 2 girls and 4 dogs and a husband, so our life is incredibly chaotic. We have a house that is work in progress, that is constantly something that we're working on, painting, fixing. So trying to balance between jobs, children, desires, it stays pretty busy.
My name is Otis. I'm with Hunter Painting. I'm a 3rd generation painter, and I've been doing this for about 25 years. So I have a lot of experience in painting.
I have a small dog, and so he takes up a lot of my time, and I can't always get a project like this done in one sitting. So anytime that I have to stop in the middle of doing this, I just will throw everything away. I'll throw the brushes away, I'll throw the paint away, and I just have to start all over again.
We've thrown away a lot of paint liners, honestly, and rollers. We've gone through maybe 6 rollers now.
It would be nice
just throw it away, and then the next day we come back and paint the same color again.
Yeah.
So before I actually got to use the packs, what I was doing was only finding larger chunks of time because I didn't want to go through the hassle of cleaning, you know, washing your paintbrushes and the rollers and all of that. So to achieve the paint job in the living room, it took me 3 solid days, and I had to pay a sitter to come and take away my children so that I had some solitude to achieve that because I was cleaning everything.
Nothing is ever finished all in one day. We wish things were finished all in one day. So it usually meant, you know, breaking things up, trying to get at least 1 coat on, and then using saran wrap to wrap various rollers, paintbrushes, and then they either made their way into my refrigerator or in my freezer, which then it can be days, weeks, or months before we actually get back to that task again.
Least favorite part about painting is the entire cleaning process. I refuse to do it ever again. You get paint all on your fingernails, it's disgusting, and then once you're done and you go back to it, you are using the rollers and you get paint splattered all over your hair and your face, on your clothes, and it's horrible.
When Greg showed us paintNpause, it was like about a light went off.
Actually, when I first saw the paintNpause packs, it really seemed like such an obvious idea. I'm surprised that these haven't been around like forever.
We all of a sudden had something that we could use to be able to not stop the work in the middle of the flow.
I'm so indecisive when it comes to picking different colors, so this is perfect because I can keep everything clean. I have a pink on there right now, and I'm thinking about maybe changing it to a cocoa, so I keep everything all nice and separated. I can write on it, I can see exactly what I have in there, and it's perfect, and it's so clean and easy and simple. It's great.
And now with the dining room, now I have the packs. So I can get them to bed and I have a little bit of quiet time before I need to fall into bed myself and do a little painting maybe for an hour or so and slide the brush into the pack. And so my dining room project is probably taking about 1/3 of the time that it took me to paint my living room.
One of the things that my painters have done in the past is they've used some of the masking plastic. And they just roll that around the roller, for example. And what would happen is, inevitably, there'd be a small little hole. It doesn't take much. Next day, they unwrap it, everything's wet except for this small spot that is dry. which ruins the whole roller.
In the past, as you unwind the saran wrap, the gobs of saran wrap that we use, notoriously the paint ends up everywhere as you're trying to, and then you throw it in the trash, and then you still have paint, and you throw something else in the trash next thing you know, 2 hours later you're still tracking paint around from that project. The great thing about this particular product was everything stayed contained. You pull it off, the paint's inside. I was able to throw it in the trash without any problem.
Since I started using paintNpause, I can put the brushes in the packs. I can slide the trays with paint still in them into their packs and come back the next day and put the second coat of paint on the room. So it's been a lot easier. I don't have to worry about brush cleanup. I just put it in the pack and come back the next day and paint some more.
We don't have to wash every time. We can use the paintNpause pack in order to keep the product fresh, so we can use it the next day, and we can use it the next day until the job is finished, and then just clean up once at the end of the job. Ecologically, it's much better in that the water runoff with the paint in it isn't going down the drain and into the sewer. It's not draining into your yard. It's not into your sink.
It was really easy. I was a little apprehensive as to whether or not I was able to do this, but it was actually very easy.
Well, it's got, you could just check off what type of paint you were using. Flat or satin, semi-gloss, primer, which
Interior, exterior, which makes a huge difference, which
Yeah.
is or oil-based.
what
and-
wall you were painting. That's important.
And what materials you were using.
So the labeling on the outside of the pack, or the place where you can write with a Sharpie, is helpful because depending, in our remodel that we've done, we've used a lot of the same palette, if you will. And some of those paints, when they're not on the wall, can look really similar just on a brush, and it can get a little confusing as to what is what color. So on the outside of the pack, you can take a Sharpie and label it, and you can put the actual color, you could put the room, but you could be very specific as far as what is exactly in that pack.
One of the nice things about using the packs is to be able to start the next day with the paint already in the roller.
I've left them in the paintNpause pack for 72 hours and it's been fine. So you probably, if you like to take long pauses while you're painting, you probably would work just fine for a very long pause.
Well, it's made this painting project quite a bit easier to do, really, because we can't get it done in a weekend on television. They're always getting it done in one day, always getting it done in 2 days. Well, that's just not how it works for us. We're getting it done in maybe 2-3 months, and but the nice thing is that we could just, we could just seal up the brushes and the pans, and come back and pick up from where we left off.
Certainly thinking about starting the next day is not as big of a chore as it's not even a thought. You just pick up and go where you left off.
I think the most exciting thing about the packs is just that it has allowed me to do something that has been a 500-pound gorilla on my back. It really, really matters to me as a woman. Even if I have a career and a house full of beautiful children, I want to have a beautiful home too. It really means a lot to me. And not being able to do that because I don't have the time has really eaten away at me a little bit. I really let it bother me. And to be able to have this inexpensive convenience that has allowed me to complete these projects, it's just this huge weight off of my shoulders.
So here's my paintbrush from a week and a half ago when I started that stair project. I had to put it away because I had to go pick up my kids from the airport. I'm going to take advantage of today and we're going to try it again. So I'm just going to pull, look ready to go. Nice and moist, we're ready, let's go.
So using the packs is easy to do. All you do is you slip the brush down in through the hole at the bottom of the bag. The handle goes through there, provides a nice airlock so that everything stays nice and wet, so that in the morning when you're ready to start using it, it's ready to go.
This product is perfect. I can use it, go, pack it up, pull it out. I think it's great.
I'm not aware of anything like this on the market.
So it's all about the pause.
Yes, it is all about the pause.
I definitely know that with my busy life and with him especially, it's all about the pause.
paintNpause is phenomenal.
One of the other things about the packs is they're so airtight that you don't have to use a refrigerator. A lot of people will wrap up their rollers, wrap up their brushes, and put them in the refrigerator, bring them out the next day. With these, because of the airtight seal, you don't have to do that. They last so long with the airtight seal in the packs that it's not necessary. A nice little tip to remember too is when you use the paintNpause packs for the brush, is instead of either setting them like this or hanging them up on a shelf, you want to just lay it down flat. By laying it down flat, the paint stays level around the bristles, where it's important that it keeps the bristles fresh and wet. It's really good as well to make sure that you have plenty of paint on the brush. The more paint that you have on the brush when you put it in the pack, the longer it'll stay fresh and wet. There are other areas that paintNpause packs can be used as well. For example, some people use the brushes for different types of glues, and those can be used, the paintNpause packs can be used as well in order to keep those wet and fresh for the next use. At the end of your job, use your tray pack in order to get rid of your garbage. Your paintNpause bags, your masking can all fit right in there before you throw it away. As we speak, paintNpause is developing packs that can be used with harsher chemical-based paints as well.